Good afternoon, Shed fans, welcome back. So this video we're doing the CW01 chassis. So I've got all my parts now. I've got another packet of stuff to come. So what I've got in this video is going to build this up to a rolling chassis, I'm hoping. Got the servo, got the suspension arms. I haven't got enough of these. I ain't got enough of these joints, which I'm not happy about. But I've got some, but not very good. I don't like them as much as them ones. They're different. The ends are different. That's different to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw these on here without a nut, and we're just going to build it up with these for now, and then get them set up somewhere like so. So they're going to be going on instead of these plastic ones, because I don't like these. I don't like these plastic ones. They look a bit crap. Well, they're the same dimensions as these, but then these new ones are far too long, so I'm not using them. So we'll get these. I'll get this bag unbagged, and I'll show you what my other extra parts I've ordered. So really, the only thing I'm using out of this Tamiya kit is literally the body, and wheels and tyres, and gearbox case. Everything else is going to be modified parts. So I've already opened this to see if everything's here. It's all come off eBay. I can't remember what guy we're called now. Right, so we've got the back arms for the gearbox. They're modified arms. Got a wheelie bar with two wheels instead of the one centre wheel. So hopefully it'll keep it more straight when it's running at speed on back wheels. Aluminium drives for the gearbox, front back wheels. Suspension mounts, the rear suspension mounts of one gearbox, and the front bottom arm piece, and this is a piece that we need now. So I'll keep that to one side. So that's, the bottom arms are all done. Right, so I'll use these. Alright, so these go through here. That comes up that way. Then this spacer. Then the arm. Then the nut. So that one's too long. So use a different cap screw for this, because I don't really want to be. I want to save some of them button heads. Got them, I need them button heads for a different job. Right, so there was that, then that, then that. Oh, that's just going to be long enough. That was a 2mm. That's 2.5. So these are just the top arms, the top suspension arm for that. Another thing I need to get a servo for the foot job as well. But I don't really want to use that. I've got a 25 kilogram, a 20 kilogram servo there, but I don't really want to use that one. It's a bit too strong. They're only little wheels. I want to save them for my trucks, so I don't really want to. I don't really want to go that far. One of them in there. That one. I'm glad these are only Slim 9 M3 nuts. Right, that's the top arms on. So I can put my other arms on. That one and that one. Then I want this part here that's in front of my frigging face. Oh, these are Fast Tracks parts, these. So these are all, I believe these are all the same thing. That'll go over that. And that'll go over that like so. Yep, that fits. And then there. I don't know if that's going to start in there. Just crack this off and I'll try and just get this lined up a bit better, because that's just out a little bit. Yeah, that's it. That's going now, that. Now these are going in there, but I'm going to crank that in with this big Allen key. So that's like really tight. So if you're doing one and you can't get, they're struggling to go into plastic, don't worry, because I've got the same problem. And they're really tight, they are. Alright, so that's them bottom arms in. Just nip them side ones up. So I had to crack them side ones off to get that in to start them. Keep dropping this pig and Allen key. Right, so the next thing, I've had to go off this a little bit, off this manual. I'm not using this manual that much. I'm just looking at what I'm doing and then looking at pictures and then lining it up and setting stuff up. So that can come out a bit. Tilt wheels are straight, or straighter. Alright, so in my suspension one, right, so that suspension one shows these longer Allen keys here. That's that and that. That one's too long. I don't think that one's going to be long enough. No. So it is these longer screws. Right, so that's one arm. That's how that works. With that suspension arm there, look. So I'm not going to set these up properly. I'm going to like roughly set them up because I want to change these ends for different ends. So they're not going to be fully set to the right position. But I think they look alright. So that's my front suspension on. Right, so we want these softer. We want the softer rebound, don't we? So they now need to go in on the front, just here. So what's it say about them shockers? Right, so shockers are on bag 4. So it's telling me to put me, I've got to put my steering links in. Which are here somewhere. That's bag 2, bag 1. There you look, 1. And 2. Right, so that's showing these longer bolts. For the steering links, but I don't want it's showing to send the bolts going down, but obviously the bolts going up, but I'm going to put them to bolts down because I don't want the I don't want them that way. And what I'm going to do, the other thing with these is because I don't want the I'm not using them Tamiya connectors because they're rubbish. They're not a decent job. I want to get drill out. Get drill out and just tease it through. Run it through plastic. I've cocked that one up already. I think that they're going to drop straight through there. Oh no, we're alright. when you're drilling and tapping stuff, you're supposed to use a tap wrench. You're not supposed to use electric drill, and you're certainly not supposed to do it freehand like this. So this isn't a good. This isn't a good. This isn't a good example. So I've tapped that now to accept an Allen key bolt. I might have to get some aluminium ones if they break. But I'm using these for these ends, so that's gonna look a lot better. That drops in there. That one drops in there. Then we get his washer and another nut. That's that one. That and that. So that's that one on. I'm a little bit tighter with this one. So that's them hubs on there. So as you can see, it's looking quite well with front suspension. Done the back. Right. Done the front suspension. Right. So now got to put these. Not those. Not that. Not that. Now I've got to put these rear axle parts in. I'll get it back in a bag. Right, so these are for the gearbox, so these go. Oh, they've already got them in. That goes like that, in on there. Let's have a look at these instructions. Put the spring in. Dual moderate axle chassis mount. Right, so these have already got the Allen key in there. Right. And that's how they go, like so. No spring, that spring. So that one. 1, 2. Right. So I can put one side in, but then when I build my gearbox, I've got to that goes in there like that, and that one, and that washer. Wind that down like this instead. Right, so with this, that's how that goes. Like that. And then you get the Allen key in the packet to unscrew the spring. That Allen key, that spring just drops out when you need it to. Right, so that's that one. Build this one. Right, now I've got gearbox to build. I'm going to put a 12 single or something really quick in this, so it motors really fast. I'm doing brushed. I'm going to do a brush motor, not keen on brushless. I've checked my chassis, it takes a normal battery. That chassis will take a, it'll take a normal battery. Right, I'll just pull out that way round. And I'll just pause the video and I'll build gearbox. You don't need to start to build a gearbox, I'm sure. But that shouldn't take me too long. Right, so as you'll agree, I don't think that took me very long to build that gearbox. Right, so now I've got to put it into the chassis and put my modification parts on. So I want the shaft for the box, wherever that may be. Right, found it. Right, so this is the shaft for the box. That does your wheel, that slides up and down for your wheeling bit. And we want this wheelie bar. Which is this bit here. And wheels and tyres. The bar itself. See what this says. Right, so that goes in along here, BB1s. Right, so it looks like you can set that at whatever angle you want. If you want it all the way up for a really, so your gearbox is all the way up, or you can have it quite low. So it's saying to put it in second oval. Right, so then we've got right, so that and that. That tube screws to this oval. Because I've had a lunchbox before with a modified motor, and it just destroyed the wheelie bar. It wore through the plastic wheel, and then ate through the aluminium bit. Right, so if we put that onto 2, that's saying it's a, that side's a 3x12 and the other side's a 3x8. So I've put bearings in gearbox, all the bearings, so it should run better with them in than nylon ones. I don't ever use standard Tamiya bearings, I always put roller bearings in, those style metal ones. I mean these look like hefty, these do. That's with that. Then the plastic shim. That doesn't gap. That doesn't outside. Same with this one. And it's got the rear mounts to fit rear shockers. Right, so that's your modified wheelie bar on. They're metal bearings, so that'll just that'll just come straight up like that, land on them and rub them off. So we'll just do his last modification. Pop gearbox mod. I know, I've got one more, we've got two more mods to put on. Alright, so these slide on over your gearbox. Which way round do they go? I can't remember which way around, there you go. Right, so they're supposed to am I supposed to go in there? Oh. Right, we've got another modified part here now. So that goes that way with that, then that tube. Now slide over gearbox fins. That screws into there. Come on, you pig. Right, so that's that one on. Like that. Right, so that's those on, and I'm guessing this bit of alley here goes between. So this bit of alley will go down here between this. Right, so that right stiffens up then via shock mounts then, doesn't it? Right, so that's nice and tight that now. Right, so I'm going to put these on. Get these onto the gearbox here, and then I'll get gearbox into the chassis. I can fit motor and everything all separate. That all can go on after. Right, so that I'm not convinced with that spring on there. I should have really painted all these metal bits red, shouldn't I? Metallic red. Right. So I go into there. Right. I don't know how strong these 3D printed arms are going to be. Hopefully they'll be able to do the job. They look quite strong. We'll have to wait and see. The proof's in the pudding and all that. So now my hard job is, this bit's for a lunchbox, this chassis is for a lunchbox, not a Mitsubishi. So what I've got to do is try and find a way of mounting Mitsubishi shell to this chassis, which ain't going to be an easy task. But I have got, I've been and bought some carbon fibre. So I'm hoping the carbon fibre I've got will do the job. Let's have a look at that. Oh, they're quite long. That's not one of my screws. Bang these two in here. See if they go in. There we go, started. So on to bag 4 now. That's mounting shockers and putting this bottom plate on. So I think that'll be the end of this video, I think, when I've got this when I've got all this done. Right, so that's the gearbox on. So when that, oh that's tight that. That's not going to wheelie much. Not with them extra springs in them side bits. Right, so that's the gearbox. Right, so that's the gearbox on. So now we've got the bag 4, which is the last bit, which is that metal plate, then mounting shockers, then putting that battery clip on. So yeah, that's it. Right, so I don't know how I've got that in this bag. That's terrible. Right, so this nice bit of carbon goes in here, like that. Well, not exactly like that, because the mould don't line up. That's the budget. Right, that goes one way. So we've got these 4 little screws. One. 2. Oh, that don't fit in there very well. Let's tighten that. Just won't tap down then, because they're a bit tight. Or that's better. That's better. That aluminium bracket I've put in is a bit weren't quite square. So now that square, I can tighten these up. Right. So that's that and that. These side plates. One side's cap screwed on, and the other side you've got 2 quick releases to screw on. 2 quick nuts to put on, so they'll so that's like your battery clamp. Alright, so that's that battery clamp on. And this side, to take your battery in now, you've just got these two little spinning nuts to run on. One. Right, so that's that and that. Right, so the shockers. That was my front one, wasn't it? Right, so that goes in there. So what it's saying is, when you've got on instructions, when you've got your oh, what's happening here? Really? So you can snap your ball connector in, screw your Allen key in to the end, except that don't work that way. Oh, you're joking. Oh. Right. So what it's saying is you're supposed to snap that into under your shocker and then put then you put your piece in between. The only thing is them ends not these ends are 2mm, not 3mm, but I have got some 3mm ones actually off my truck. See if they fit in. Yes, nice one. Right, so my truck ones fit in. The truck steering ball connectors, they fit into Tamiya dampers as well as the Tamiya steering connectors. I've changed all my steering on my trucks for these because they're rubbish. The Tamiya ones are rubbish. So you get your bolt, your Tamiya connector, and then your fitting on end. Oh, I should have put a washer on that. Right, so that's one end on. So that's only going to work for, I need to get another two ball connectors then. For the rest of it, put back shockers. And I need to space. I need to get space for the front ones as well. Space for these front gaps. That's one on. So you've got all these different holes in the chassis so you can mount shockers all in a different place. So I suppose if you're racing it, if you're going to race it in a series, you can change the different shocker positions for each, so it can handle different and run differently. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, so that's the front is nearly on. Now I've got to really just mount them back ones. Another lock nut. Does look pretty good on this front suspension with these different arms and everything. Right, so that's the front suspensions on. That's pretty cool, that. It's always better to use it with the oil dampers as well, because they're a better damper than the standard ones. Right, let's have a look at this. It's not. So it's saying that just snaps onto them standard fittings there. But that. That won't go right. That needs to be out here. Right people, I'm going to have to call it a day with that because I can't... That back shocker, when you line that up... Oh, I've got bag 3 here. What's bag 3 used for? Bag 2. That needs some sort of spacing. From there to shocker there. And I need to find some more of them. I need to find some more of them fittings for dampers as well. Not unless I can just use a standard. Oh, hang on. So they're just standard. They're standard things there. Look. What an idiot. You don't have to use Tamiya ones. You can use proper ones, proper standard ones. The Tamiya ball, the truck ball connectors. Just use the standard. What they send you. Right, so that can go into there. That can go into there. Then a standard locking nut. I'll take the front ones off now, aren't I? But it still doesn't help me with that. But it still doesn't help me with that problem there. I've still got this gap. I don't want to be pulling that up. I don't want to be taking that gap out there. So I could put other shocker on. That, then that. Then that. Then that. Then that. Then a washer. Another lock nut. I'm using these lock nuts because I don't want to use the carbon fibre. I don't want to use the other ones because I don't damage the carbon fibre. You know, the washable lockable flange. Right, so that's them on there. So I could use that. How many of these have I got? Yes, right, I've got 4. I've got 4 foot back and I've got 4 foot front. Right, so now I just want some longer. I need some longer screws. I'll go with these. So I can slide that through. And put washer on. Slide that through the rose joint. then through that spacing tube. Oh, and that works just absolutely perfect. Right, so now I just need another 3mm locking nut. I bet I haven't friggin' got any. Oh, is there any in this kit anywhere? None in there. I don't really want to use them. Yeah, that's body puff bags, so don't want to use that, don't want to use that, don't want to use that. I'm not using that. I'm not using that nut. All I'm doing is just putting suspension together so I can show you a working chassis. Right, so that's his chassis. Got rear suspension, front suspension. Oh, that's nice and tight, that is, on back end. Front end's a bit softer. Right, the last modification is these bad boys here. Aluminium drivers. So let's get these open. Oops. Right, right, so right, we've got little gub screw, screws into that driving plate there. Oh, that's tight, that. That's really tight. I don't think that's going to work very well. No, it is. Right, I've got it in far enough. Right, so you put your little spacer washer in. Slide your driving pin into your shaft. Put your drive plate on and tighten it up. That's the finished driver. So do the same again. Put your plate on. Just get this screw in this aluminium drive. And then I'll put wheels on. I need to order some servos and get servos working. Oh, this one's easier. That one must be a faulty thread in that one, because this side isn't as tight. And then you just lock that down. Tighten that up, so lock that down so that don't come off. Right. That's gonna really struggle to wheelie that. That's gonna need a really fast motor to get out on back wheels. Right, we'll get the wheels sorted out. Right, so we've got these little beauties. The next couple of videos are going to be putting the radio gear in it, sorting steering out. These wheels and that, they're nice, these wheels. I'll do driving wheels first. Tyres are not inside outside out. They're not V tread pattern or anything. So that just slides over that, if it will go. Right, that's that on, but we've got some special wheel nuts. Some little, no, we haven't got no special wheel nuts. Damn it. I bought the wrong size thread nuts. Bloody hell. We've got some standard wheel nuts to go on. Let's do the front one. Put the put bearings in. They're a good little kit, these. They're a good standard kit as well. They'll be right good fun, these, with really quick motoring. But these wheel nuts don't go through my lock. I'll have to get some different wheel nuts. Some proper size thread ones. Well, they do want front, but they don't want back. Well, that'll be because of that. That'll be because of them aluminium drivers, won't it? Right, it's nearly 5 o'clock. Oh, I might have to lift that front end up a bit. But with them shockers, with this chassis, you can lift front end. You can put your shockers. You've got all different mounts for your shockers, so that's good. Oh, you pig. Right, so that's one rolling chassis. Like I said I'll do at the start of the video. Look at that. On back wheels. On wheelie bar, look. That's going to be all the way up there. Boom. I might change that wheelie bar. I might move it up a bit so it's on full. So it'll be higher up. But that looks absolutely superb. That front suspension's brilliant. Just change them out now while I'm here. Because that's annoying me, that is. Can't believe I didn't think of that before. And that's alright. That's with chassis. That looks really, really good. Can't believe how good it looks. So you can get rid of them. You don't need them ball joints at all. Forget I said that. So you just want the standard Tamiya. The standard Tamiya suspension fixings, and then oh, you know what? That's going to make that suspension too hard. I have to lower it back instead of higher in front because or I could just leave it. Pointing down on the front end. See how that looks. I think that's levelled it up. Changing that connector out there. Right, so back suspension's all set up, looks alright, front suspension looks alright. Just want to change them, just put radial gear in it, got to do body work. Get the body sorted out, get the mounts on, and get that rocking and rolling. This with a 13-turn motor in it will be absolutely insane. Not even keeping a straight line. I'm not able to set up back wheels. Right, that's front suspension now. So them front arms, that front modification on the front arms is brilliant. That looks really good. So that's, hang on. So that's it from this point of view. That looks mean. Yeah, you see all these holes along this shocker here. I can fit them all that in them shockers. Got all them positions to put that. Then all these holes here for body mount. But I need to make them. I've got some carbon fibre to put on. It's a different weave, but just cut some. I can also just cut some of that out, with grinder, and then mount them to mount body. And then that's the underside. So that's your front suspension with them aluminium knuckles. So that works amazing. That does. Look at that. That's well worth. That's all the way down. That's well worth modification. That is fantastic. So I just need to decide what I want to do with front bumper. It's going to be a shame to put standard Tamiya one on, isn't it? It'll not look as good, I don't think. I think it'll look a lot better than what it does. But that looks fantastic. Right. I'm going to call that a day for this video, shed fans. Thanks to Ryan at UK Monsters. That is a great truck, that now. It's going to be that's going to be ridiculous. Right, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.